biology topics. Let's continue the chapter Human Health and Diseases. We have already completed the bacterial diseases in human, 2 examples, and a viral disease in human, and our next topic of discussion is protozoan diseases. The first one, malaria. Okay, see, the disease malaria is caused by a protozoan. Okay, then the pathogen's name is, the protozoan's name is Plasmodium. So Plasmodium causes malaria. Okay, and there are 3 main species of Plasmodium causing malaria. The most common, Plasmodium vivax. Then second one, Plasmodium malaria, and the third one, Plasmodium falciparum. Among this, the most common is Plasmodium vivax, whereas the most lethal is, most dangerous one is Plasmodium falciparum. Okay, so which are the pathogens of malaria? Malaria is caused by Plasmodium. 3 common species are Plasmodium vivax, malaria, and falciparum. Which one among this is most lethal? Ours means it is Plasmodium falciparum, which causes malignant malaria and which is a lethal disease, can even lead to the death. Okay, so Plasmodium falciparum causes malignant malaria, which is a lethal disease. Okay, then tell me, the Plasmodium, if it's malaria, it affect, the Plasmodium parasite affect which organ of our body? So understand, the target organs are, okay, the target, I mean where the malarial parasites attack. The parasites first enter to liver, okay, it attacks liver cells, then it enters to blood and it attacks RBCs. So liver cells and RBCs are the target cells of the parasite. Okay, so it inhabits and it kills or it destroys liver cells and RBCs. We will discuss the life cycle of malaria in detail. So anyway, how is malaria transmitted? You are very well familiar. It is transmitted through the bites of female Anopheles mosquito. So malaria spread from one person to the next. This is a communicable disease, easily infectious disease. It spread from one person to other person through the bites of which type of mosquito? Anopheles mosquito. Only the females, you know. Okay, female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, then what are the major symptoms of malaria? Malaria, immediately you know, it's a fever. Okay, main characteristic symptom is malarial fever. It's a characteristic fever which will recur within every 3 to 4 days. Okay, so high fever recurring for every 3 to 4 days. Okay, the bolting of the fever will be there within 3 to 4 days. The characteristic fever pattern is there for malaria, and also this fever will be associated with chills. Or chillness feeling will be there for the patient because of a toxin released by our RBC during its rupturing. When RBCs are destroyed by the pathogen, okay, it releases hemozoin, a toxin. This toxin is causing chills. There will be tiredness, loss of energy, okay, anemia, all such sort of symptoms. The 2 major symptoms of malaria, characteristics, high recurring fever within every 3 to 4 days, okay, and chills due to the release of hemozoin. Okay, is it clear? So just have a look on the pathogen name is Plasmodium. 3 common species are vivax, malaria, and falciparum. And this target cells are liver cells and RBCs. Then transmission, it is through the bites of female Anopheles mosquito. The major symptoms are high recurring fever, then chills due to hemozoin release. Then you have in detail the life cycle of malarial parasite. Plasmodium is showing number of stages in 2 hosts. You know, it will requires 2 hosts to complete the life cycle. First one, female Anopheles mosquito, and the other one, human. Okay, and within the 2 host cells, it shows the pathogen, the parasite shows a number of stages. Okay, sporozoites, merozoites, cryptomerozoites, metacryptomerozoites, schizon stage. Okay, gametocyte stage. So many names are there, characteristic, specific structures are also there. But you are not going to the details of that. For the entrance batch, I will have a small description. Anyway, here we are getting, or your textbook is dealing, a simplified pattern, a simplified life cycle of malaria. Let us discuss that life cycle of malarial parasite. Okay, the life cycle of malarial parasite. Okay, so we can just start from here, it's a cyclic process. Okay, so we can just start from the first stage. Initially, at first, mosquito bites a human. When a female Anopheles mosquito, which is a carrier, okay, which carries the parasite, bites a human, what happens? It loads what? The parasites. In which form? This mosquito releases or injects sporozoites to human body. Okay, and when a mosquito, the carrier mosquito bites us, it is releasing sporozoites to our body. The sporozoites are spindle-shaped structures of this pathogen. Its shape is spindle-shaped, unicellular, it's protozoan, spindle-shaped bodies. Okay, and these are released to human body. And the first target organ of the sporozoite, that means immediately the sporozoites migrate to liver. Okay, from our blood it's migrating to liver. Okay, and within the liver it undergoes asexual reproduction. It multiplies by asexual reproduction. So the parasites, in sporozoite form, wriggling movement it is able to perform, and this sporozoites, when it reaches the liver, it can multiply by asexual reproduction. Okay, so when it multiplies is causing, the bursting of the liver cells. Okay, destroy the liver cells. Its next target organ will be blood, and it is attacking RBCs. Okay, the next target, RBC cells, also it gets multiplied by asexual reproduction and is causing the rupture of RBCs, and this releases what? The hemozoin chemical. Okay, so understand, from the liver cells, this in different form, not as sporozoites, in a different form, it is moving to, migrating, or it is attacking what? RBCs, and within RBCs, it again undergo asexual reproduction and multiply in large number, different stages it form. Okay, and this RBCs get ruptured to release hemozoin, and which is a toxin. It gives problem to the patient and is causing a chills and other disturbances. Then after that, it is attacking new RBCs. The pathogen will be in high number. It infects new RBCs. Okay, previous RBCs are ruptured, destroyed, and it attacks new RBCs, and within the RBC, new RBCs, it is forming its sexual stages. It is starting, it is preparing for the sexual reproduction. The two sexual stages, gametes will be formed in the cells. Okay, the pathogen carries gametes. So this gamete bearing stages we can call as gametocytes. So within the new RBCs, it forms gametocytes. So remember the two names only, sporozoite stage. Here all different stages names are there, but what is in the new RBCs will be gametocytes, gamete carrying cells. Okay, these gametocytes will be there in the patient's blood. Okay, then when a mosquito bites an infected person, when a mosquito bites an infected person, when the mosquito takes the blood, what happens? The gametocytes reach the mosquito's body. Still, the gametocytes in the mosquito's body will undergo fertilization in its alimentary canal. Okay, we'll see. Now the gametocytes from our blood has reached the mosquito's body. Okay, and in which form? In gametocytes form, and this gametocytes releases the gametes there in the gut. Okay, and these gametes, male and female gametes fuse. That means fertilization takes place within the gut of the insect, mosquito. Okay, after fertilization it passes to the next stages. Okay, and the final stage in mature form, sporozoites will be stored in the salivary gland. From the gut of the insect, the mature sporozoites migrate to salivary glands of the insect. Okay, so from the salivary glands, when a mosquito bites, this kind of a mosquito bites a human, it is easily delivered to human body from the salivary glands. Okay, this is what the life cycle of malarial parasite is given in very brief. No intermediate stages names are given. Here are so many names are there, merozoites, cryptomerozoites, like so many names are there. Nothing is given in your book. This way, simplified way you need to study. So just learn once again. Okay, with the help of a diagrammatic picture, I will explain it. Okay, just listen. The first stage, mosquito biting human, delivering sporozoites to human body. Okay, the second stage, it reaches the liver cells of the infected person. Okay, then rupturing of the liver cells, and in the third stage is reaching RBCs. Again, destruction of RBCs, and in the next stage it attack new RBCs. Okay, here the two previous cases asexual reproduction only. In the new RBC sexual reproduction stages, gametocytes are formed. Okay, then what happens? The gametocytes are taken to mosquito through blood meal. Okay, so gametocytes reach the gut of the mosquito where the fertilization takes place. Okay, and after fertilization, further development takes place. Okay, then as sporozoites in matured form, this reaches, it is stored in the salivary gland of the insect. Okay, so it is stored in the salivary gland of the insect. When such an insect with the sporozoites accumulated stored in the salivary gland bites a human, this is loaded or delivered to human body. This is what the life cycle of malarial parasite. Okay. Easy? So, the next protozoan disease, amoebic dysentery, also called amoebiasis. Okay, so caused by the protozoan Entamoeba histolytica. Disease name is amoebiasis. It is caused by the pathogen Entamoeba histolytica. Note down the spellings, and the species name is histolytica. Okay, then its target organ, where this pathogen, this parasite attack. And this unicellular pathogen, Entamoeba, inhabits large intestine. Its target organ is large intestine. Then transmission, how it reaches the large intestine. What is the mode of transmission from infected person to other person? You know, the dysentery is characterized by what? Frequent loose motion, and this Entamoeba histolytica, the pathogens will be present in the stools or the feces of the patient. Okay, and if the defecation is done in the open places or then when houseflies contact this fecal matter, and it can act as a mechanical carrier. It does not carry the pathogen inside the body, but it acts as through its body surface. It can touch the fecal matter. There is a possibility to spread it to human through our food items and water, drinking water. So anyway, just understand the transmission. Its target organ is large intestine. Its transmission is by houseflies, okay, which have the contact with the fecal matter of the patient, okay, or the deceased person. Okay, the houseflies act as mechanical carriers from the deposited fecal matter to the food items. The food we eat, the water we drink, when it's contaminated with this kind of Entamoeba by houseflies, it can bring the disease to a healthy person. Okay, so the spreading of the disease is through the contaminated food and water by the action of houseflies, which act as a mechanical carrier from the fecal matter, feces of the infected person. Simple fact. Then symptoms. What are the symptoms of dysentery? Amoebic dysentery is characterized by, you know, there will be abdominal discomforts, pain, cramps will be there, some kind of cramps will be there, and some cases it shows constipation, okay, difficulty in bowel movement. In the extreme case, in the opposite case, showing frequent loose motion with mucus, excess amount of water, liquid and mucus, and also there may be blood in the fecal matter. Okay, and the frequent loose motion will be leading to the dehydration, and the patient will be feeling lethargy, loss of energy and other discomforts. So the symptoms of the disease: constipation, abdominal pain and cramps, stools with excess mucus and blood. Okay, these are the major symptoms of amoebiasis. Should I repeat it? It's very simple. Okay. So, amoebiasis is the disease caused by a protozoan, Entamoeba histolytica, and it started as large intestine, it reaches our large intestine, and it is spread through houseflies, which act as a mechanical carrier from the stools of the patient to other food items, and which give the disease to a healthy person. Then the major symptoms include constipation, abdominal pain and cramps, and abnormal mucus blood in the stools. Okay. So we have completed the 2 protozoan diseases as per your textbook. These are malaria and amoebic dysentery. Study thoroughly. Okay. Thank you.